up until today, my suggestion for gun control in the United States, and I'm, like I said, I'm not somebody, unlike my wife, Louise will, not always. There were a couple of years there when we were living out in rural Vermont where I wanted to own a gun. I just shooting practice, target practice. It's sort of like my brother, I guess. And Louise was like, no, we will not have a gun in our house, period. I'm like, okay. And in fact, when our kids were young, when our son would want to play with guns, she would say no. Okay, I'm more liberal, shall we say, than my wife on those issues. In fact, I took my son to a shooting range because he was curious about guns. I thought, oh, well, we'll let him get it out of his system. Let him figure it out. Let him learn what they're all about, and do it in a context that's like serious. These are actual weapons. There's safety around this. This is it's not. These are not toys. But anyhow, the point that I was making is, up until this point, my suggestion for gun control in this country has been, number one, ban weapons of war, which would be these assault rifle, these AR kind of rifles. Ban weapons of war, number one, because there's really no reason for them on our streets, other than drug lords and gangs and things. Ban weapons of war, and number two, treat guns like we treat cars, and treat gun owners the way we treat drivers. You have to have a license that demonstrates proficiency, that you know how to use a gun safely, just like you have to prove that you know how to use a car safely before you can legally use a car. So you have to be licensed, and that includes a proficiency check. And I don't think this is unreasonable, and I don't think it's an infringement of anybody's rights. Number two, you have to be insured for liability. And liability insurance for a gun, if you're clean, or your record is clean, and you have you've never been arrested for anything, and you're an upstanding citizen, I would think it would be very inexpensive. Basic liability policy, let's say with a minimum threshold of $250,000 or something like that, might cost somebody $50 or $100 a year at the most. And number three, the gun has to be registered, has to have a serial number, which is registered at the time of manufacture, which follows it every single time its ownership is changed. So there's a chain of ownership that is clearly definable, just like with cars. We do this with cars because cars can be used to kill people, largely unintentionally, but nonetheless. That's why we started doing it with cars. Why don't we do these common sense things with guns? But now I'm thinking about it going even beyond that.
You're listening to the Thom Hartmann Program. Call 202-536-2370.
For the first time, I think in my life, I'm seriously thinking maybe we should be talking about banning all semi-automatic weapons. You can have a revolver or a bolt-action rifle. To watch more clips from our programs, hit the Watch More Videos button over here. And please be sure to hit the handy-dandy subscribe button so you'll always be up to date. Tag, you're it.